I agree with you in certain aspect that if Franklin is going to have any success with this fight, number one, I think he has to make it into a dogfight because he has to try and take Itauma into places that he's never been before. And that is being all over him, welling all over him, just hitting him everywhere and anywhere he can. And he has to get on the inside and just make this into a dirty, gritty fight. I think that is the only way he can get success. And also take Itauma to the latter rounds and try and see if he can swim in those, shark-infested waters. Let's see if he can swim, because if the water gets neck deep, has Itauma got the ability to come out of those waters, right, and become victorious? That is something that, Franklin has to do. And if he cannot do that, then I think he's in for a very tough night. And as I said, his only chance for me is making to a dogfight and also take the fight into the latter rounds and see if Itama has got the ability to come up on top. So look, it's a fascinating fight, but we have to make our final prediction for this fight. I don't want you to sit on the fence, bro. Don't sit on the fence. I want you to tell me exactly, right? You look at this fight from round 1 up until whichever round that you think this fight ends. Just walk me through. How do you think that Itama would approach this fight? And what round do you think Itama or Franklin gets it done? Like, how do you see this going in? Who wins this fight? And what round do you think they get it done?
I just want to go a little bit back to from what you just said in terms of Jermaine Franklin and how he can win this fight. You talked about Jermaine Franklin turning into a dogfight. The only thing is, we're going to be asking Jermaine Franklin to go against his nature. Do you know what I mean? Because he's never, ever been a dogfight type of guy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He's always been a steady Eddie, like you said. He's always gone out there to make it a tough night for the big guys. When he fought Joshua, remember when Jermaine Franklin fought Joshua, Joshua wasn't that confident. That's when they were saying, can Joshua make it?
Ruiz losses and
is that around those times. And also Anthony Joshua just got together with a new trainer. I think he was with Errol Spence's trainer. I think his name is Anthony. Forgot the guy's name, but Errol Spence's trainer.
James.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So they were just working on new things. So Joshua wasn't kind of sure about himself and stuff like that. So Jermaine Franklin is not going to make it a dogfight, bro. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Like, if any viewers out there, any boxing fans, I expected Jermaine Franklin to go out there and pour his heart out and just go 100 miles an hour from round 1. I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's not gonna happen. Like, I want that to happen. Like, in my heart, I want this kid, Itauma, to get some rounds, because that's how characters are built. Because people are talking about him fighting Usyk in about a year. Mate, you're gonna get rude awakening. Even if he fights a Frank Sanchez, he's going to get a rude awakening. So I want Itauma to get more rounds, get more experience, get taken into deep waters, and really get tested. So by the time he reaches the pinnacle of boxing, by the time he starts to fight some of those bigger names, fighters of a higher caliber, he'll be ready for it. But unfortunately, I have to keep it real. I'm Enzo, the realest in the game.
That's it.
In this fight, we're not going to get that, bro. This is Dillian White 2.0. Yeah. What's going to happen is Jermaine Franklin's going to come out round 1. He's going to be very cautious. Moisés Itauma is going to be on the ascendancy. He's going to be pressuring. He's going to be battering away at Jermaine Franklin. He's going to try and hang on. Because of his ego, because of his pride, he might just survive 3 rounds. But in the 4th round, Moisés Itauma will knock him out with the left hook as Franklin comes flying forward, reaching out with a wild right hand. And he's going to get popped. He's going to get dropped. Night. Moisés Itauma moves on to 14-0.
That's
my prediction.
That is a precise prediction walking through round 1, 2. So you're saying that round 3, after round 3, or within round 3, he gets him out.
He's going to get knocked out. I'm going round 3, round 4. He's getting knocked out.
Round 3, round 4 knockout. You think, left hook, put him on his bum, and then that's
left hook. The same way he knocked out Mike Balogun is the same way he's gonna knock out Jermaine Franklin. Jermaine Franklin is a tough guy, right? You know, listen, I respect everybody. I respect all the fighters. But for me, Moisés Itauma listen, we've heard stories about this guy in gyms. He's sparring Tyson Fury. He's coming from school, sparring Dillian White. He sparred all these guys like when he was like 15, 16. He's a special kid. I know he hasn't been tested. I know some people still have doubts about him, but I've actually been in a gym with people that know this guy, and they've told me, Enzo, trust me, this kid is special. Tested. And I'm telling you, Bright, he's gonna go old. He's gonna go all the way. Even if he loses, he's still gonna be a big name in the heavyweight division.
I don't doubt that. I think Itama's got the talent, ability to. For me, you know, in terms of my final prediction and the way I see this fight going, I think in the first round, Itama would always know that he has the ability to take any fighter out. I think he's got that in his toolbox. He can always get that out at every single time. So I think in this fight, in round one, Itama would have a look at Franklin, see how he reacts to the feints, see how he reacts to, you know, the jabs and things like that, the movement. And then I think Itama will step on the gas a little bit in the second round. I think Franklin will pose some sort of problems. But I don't think Franklin has got the better footwork against Itauma. I don't think his hand speed is quicker than Itauma. So I think, you know, from round two onwards, Itauma will start to take over the fight. I think Franklin will be resolute. I think he will be resilient. I think, you know, as you said, his pride will get in the way. He doesn't want to get knocked out. He probably would want to take the fight a bit more than just 3 rounds. I think this fight goes around the 5 round. I think this fight goes 5 rounds. And I think, you know, Itauma would have chip away. Every round is just chipping away at Franklin to a point where Itauma will stop Franklin in round 5. I think this fight goes, you know, to 5 rounds, and Itauma will come up on top because Franklin would take a lot of punishment, you know, and you can see his will beginning to leave, right? His resilience beginning to leave as the fight goes on. I think round 5, Itama will get him out of there in a devastating fashion. I think that's what's going to happen. But I think Franklin will give Itama some problems. I think he will ask some questions.
I hope so.
Interesting.
I hope so.
And it'll be interesting to see if Itauma can answer those questions you know, in flying colors. That would be good to see, because if people are talking about, you know, Itama fighting Usyk and Itama fighting Joshua, and even the winner between Daniel Dubois and you know, Fabi Wardley, then Itauma has to look good in this fight. He has to, if that is the next step, either Usyk or Joshua or Dubois or Wardley, then Itauma has to look good beating Franklin. And I think he will. But I think Franklin will have a say in this fight. Whether that will be enough to stop Itauma, I don't think so. But I think he will. But in the end, Franklin will get knocked out in round 5. Absolutely. That is what I am going with. I think we're not the only people that are going for Itama to win this fight by knockout.
Oh, he's a favorite by a long margin.
Yeah. But just imagine the chaos if Franklin is able to pull this off. Just can you imagine that? Can you fathom it? Can you sort of, is it unthinkable?
It's not unthinkable. It's boxing, isn't it? It's not unthinkable, but realistically,
yeah.
I you know, and people can let us know in the comments. I mean, listen,
people,
let us know get involved in the comments. Let us know if you disagree with me and Bright. Just let us know in the comments. We're happy to engage with you guys in the comments. I'm struggling to see how Franklin gets it done, man. He's got a puncher's chance like everybody else, but I'm being forward, just keeping it real, Bright. I don't see it. But listen, you've given your prediction. I've given my prediction.
Yes, guys. So this is our final prediction and a breakdown for Mozy Itauma versus Jermaine Franklin. I want you guys to get in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about it. Who are you picking to win this fight, and what round are you picking them to win? Enzo, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And guys, don't forget, go and subscribe to my brother Enzo's channel, EMGM Sports, on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace out.